This is Brian Bowermaster. Thank you so much for tuning in to Power That Be. We have got some excitement for you today. I don't know if you've heard of this place, but it is the talk of the town. I'm talking the cornerstone of creativity. This place is called the Jump Building. Here in Boise, Idaho, we have got some immense things happening. And right now, we've got Buck Reed inside. I'm about to go talk to him, and we've got some amazing content to share with you today. Come on, let's go.
Just a couple words about what I'm working with my friend Brian here. We're trying to get the word out to people, anybody who will listen. We're not experts, we're not geniuses, just a couple of regular guys having some regular conversations that may be helpful to somebody's life in some way, shape, or form. It's an exciting thing, it's a project, it's an open forum, and we found that we share the same philosophies on helping other people and promote good feeling and goodwill. Good energy and free thought.
All right, well, the reason I keep working with Buck is because every time we get together, my life changes. And that's something I want in my life. I'm talking positivity to a level that we have no choice but to create when we're together. This is a level of inspiration that we all deserve in the people that we surround ourselves with. And the projects that we continue to work on are geared towards helping people do the same thing. So that's exactly what we're here to do.
You know those kind of places where you go to in your regular life where you want to connect with your thoughts. You want to bring some quiet and serenity to your mind so that you can really just get in tune with what you're thinking and kind of sync up with your creativity. Well, down at the Boise Jump Building, the energy is so great. We're here because we surround ourselves with the kind of energy that just is uplifting and inspirational.
Here I am with Buck, with Power That Be. Here we are. It's great to be here. I mean, this place is astonishing. And we've got some amazing content. And I just want to, make a shout out. This is an open forum. We stand for open expression, being inspired and inspiring others. So if you've got content, go to the vision wall, send us videos, send us audio, send us pictures, whatever your craft is, send it to us, and we will make sure that we can incorporate it one way or another. So we've got some amazing things to cover today, don't we, Buck?
We do. We're down here at the beautiful Jump Building in downtown Boise. The amazing energy here is really a great format for where we're at. It's a great venue. Today we're talking about the people that we bring into our lives, the interpersonal relationships that help to enrich our lives and help us to be creative and the support that we receive from those people. Yeah.
Yes,
That's
and
what we're
you know what? I'm
here.
glad you bring that up because there is such an amazing thing about bringing people into your life and what that means. And so often, I think that maybe people accept that, okay, it's just part of life, it happens. But we do get to choose, and we can recognize qualities that are going to support us. So that's one of the things I wanted to bring up is one of the qualities that is definitely worth having in your circle of people is persistence. You know that the people are good for you in your circle when they have an insatiable level of perseverance in achieving their goals, because that's going to radiate, that's going to be contagious, that's going to be something they just naturally expect in a healthy way from those around them as well. So it just reverberates, and it's such an amazing thing. And I love Will Smith because he's got this quote that just supports this so perfectly. He says, "There is no plan B, because if there is a plan B, then that takes away focus from plan A." And that's perseverance right there.
Right. And those kind of consistencies, that's what you want in a support system. The people that you bring into your life, we expect things from them, just like we expect things from ourselves. We expect a certain amount of unconditional love, support. We expect the truth above all. It's and respect. We want those things in our life. Those are qualities that we want to have in the people that we bring into our lives. That so that it is an uplifting experience. People they sometimes settle for somebody who's not as respectful as they could be, or is not as supportive as they could be, or someone who's maybe a little selfish. You know, and we all have to be those things sometimes, but it's what we give back to the people that we love that really brings that enriching quality into a relationship. You know, and sometimes it's
important
you know,
to take care of ourselves too.
It's
Right.
tough. The other thing that's tough is sometimes the people that we love, you know, we have to tell them things that they don't necessarily want to hear. You know, you're dressed a little funny today. That shirt does not go with those pants. You know, and that's just a lighthearted kind of analogy. There's sometimes people
Multiple
are doing.
levels.
Sometimes the people that we love they get involved in relationships or activities that aren't conducive to their well-being and their good health and moving in the directions that that they want to be moving in. Yet they're engaging in these things with maybe someone else who's in their life who and again, you got to look out for your own personal beliefs, because it's like, well, I don't think that person's good for you. You just have to let people be who they are, but not be afraid to. If you're part of their support system, you can't be afraid to tell them the truth. It's like, I'm concerned about you because you're doing these kind of things, and I love you, and I know you don't want to hear this because,
So with that in mind,
thing.
didn't you just discover some things about that, actually?
Well, it's...
like some information that actually backs that up.
Life is an evolution, that way. And there actually is a new study that asserts that interpersonal dynamics really deserve our attention as much as our physical health, because friendships, they not only do they make us feel good, but they actually play a very large role in our health and our well-being and even in our survival.
That kind of comes back to that old proverb, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
Right. That's absolutely right.
That's interesting.
And the lack of that, there's a study that came out that was published in the PLOS medical journal that found that mortality risks associated with lack of a strong support system and social network was compared to smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day or drinking 6 alcoholic beverages.
Seriously.
That bad for you. Not having those kind of support systems in your life can be that detrimental.
Wow. Seriously? 15 cigarettes a day?
Yeah. Loneliness is an ugly thing. It'll take you to towards depression and things like that.
Well, that brings a whole new meaning to toxic people. Because we're not judgmental here. We have a very vast and open belief about the potentiality of each person. But it is true that maybe somebody can be toxic for another just in that time frame. And I'm really kind of glad you bring that up, because according to I found this on Patch.com. This is such a beautiful quote. This is from Dr. Barbara DeAngelis. She says, "We need to find the courage to say no to things and people that are not serving us if we want to rediscover ourselves and live our lives with authenticity." Now that is strong. That is beautiful, because think about it. It's always the people closest to you, the family, the people that have been there since you were a little tot, that you don't want to necessarily disrespect or offend, but they may be the thing in your life that is not serving you, even if they don't intend it.
Well, and you bring up a good point there too, because it's not only the people that we actively keep in our life, it's the people who passively come into our life. And so that's another part of those good interpersonal relationships, is when you're starting a new relationship, is setting those boundaries and letting people know, letting the new entries into your experience know that you have certain qualities that you like, certain qualities that you don't like, and boundaries to relationships, so that it is a positive experience, because it's a symbiotic thing. Any relationship, no matter how many people are involved in the room, because you got your friends, I got my friends, and then we have mutual friends, and then we're friends. And so it's kind of a collaboration of all of those experiences, and you have to be able to kind of discern, these are the ones that I really need to have in my life, because these are the people who are really my serious support system. These are the people who I need in my life because I have to make a living and earn a paycheck. And so there's people who come into our experience that we don't necessarily bring into our experience. It's those people that we want to keep in our experience, the support system that we want, the uplifting people, the people that understand, who know us, You know, because somebody you have known a lifetime has a lot of knowledge about you, and somebody who you've only known a short while, they may have certain insights about you, and they may actually even get the essence of who you actually are, but they don't have the background. And their assumptions may be totally correct, but they don't really have the background and foundation to really be that solid part of who you know is there for you. You know, I
like that.
So my just as an example, so my relationship that I've had with someone who was a love interest of mine for 15 years may really know me and my interstices and know who I am, whereas the girlfriend that I've had for the last 6 months, she may know me as well and have the same insights.
And they might even have the best of intentions.
But she doesn't have quite the foundation that the person who actually knows me. Because it's not just
like your son looking out for you, or somebody who's got this discernment, a loving but objective view. Like, hey, Dad, I feel like this is going to help you out, and you know it's not coming from a space of resentment or hurt, even though that person knows you so well. Absolutely, and this is what I mean by, thank you for clearing that up. That's what I'm really talking about, toxicity. Is it's not that it's a bad person. It is that they are in a position that what they want for you, even if it's the best of intentions, straight from the heart, may be toxic to your level of progression.
Right. Well, I can see that.
So,
and again, it's when it comes down to actually, having that physical relation, having that personal relationship with someone and talking to them, you do, and I'm guilty of coming at people kind of hard. I will come at you if you're somebody who I love and I think you're making some serious mistakes, or perhaps I actually know that you're making some serious, maybe not a mistake, but errors. You're caught up in what you're doing, and I'm pointing out the reality of what's going on based on how well I know you. Those things may seem toxic and bad to you at the time, but it's just going back to that, hey, that shirt don't go with those pants, and I'm just pointing out the reality of what's going on. And and the other person may be so involved in whatever it is that they can't see that you're really coming from a loving place. And so, and then that's your part to be understanding about, okay, they're so caught up in what's actually going on, and I call those human being moments, because you don't want it. You don't want to be that. You don't want to see that. You don't want to hear the truth. My reality is different than what you're saying,
and this is important.
And so
because there's a lot of this going on, and I think everybody can agree that this is day-to-day life.
It does.
We've got somebody who's been here for however long, and they might just say one thing that just kind of floats over into the realm of, oh wow, I don't know what that was supposed to mean.
Yeah, right. Why would they? You're supposed to love me. Why did you come out of left field like that?
Yeah.
Right.
So excellent point. And I think that this place is so amazing. Again, by the way, it's they've got a lot coming up. So we're going to have to wrap up with you guys
feel the vibe
soon.
here. It's wonderful. Yeah.
But that's the reason we're here too. This type of creativity, this type of innovation, like this jump building here, you can bring yourself into places. You do have control on who you put yourself around when it comes down to certain conscious moments. And that's what I believe is what gives us the footsteps into our goals and desires and passions.
Right. Well, and it's again, too, it comes back to nurturing yourself and creating those feelings, that good vibration within yourself, so that you can emit that. And then also understanding how what you have done or said has affected your loved one, your person who, because that's what we're really talking about here. You don't hang around people who you don't love. You start hanging around people that you do love.
Yes.
And so, and love may be a very strong word for friendship or whatever you want to call it, but that's what we're all really trying to promote that's what I try to promote in my life. Is that love, that feeling, so that my vibration gets better and radiates out to the others and raises their vibes. And understand, that understanding where the other person that you have talked to is and where you're at, and understanding how what you've said has affected them, or what they've done has affected you, to
Yes.
say that. It's a convoluted.
And you're inspiring me to feel like, don't ever feel bad about making a decision to move on and leave some people where they are, because that's an important fact. That's an important decision on your own self. And it brings me back to, I just want to say, like, because, I mean, if you have any final words, definitely share them. But I just want to say, in essence of where we are right now, don't be afraid to jump through your own hoops to get what you deserve.
Right. And understand that your life is an evolutionary thing. We're constantly evolving. We live in a very fluid environment that changes all the time, that we adapt to. And so you want to keep yourself on that nice and even keel where you can radiate the good feelings that you want to radiate.
Yes.
And, it's all that. Accentuate the positive and stay away from the negative. I look at the things that I like, and I look away from the things that I don't like.
Beautiful.
There it is.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. I hope you get something out of this. I'm pretty sure you can probably relate, because we all deal with this day to day. It's important to choose who we want to be around and what we are considering worthy of ourselves. So thank you for listening.
Absolutely. Take care of each other. Love yourself. Peace.